I'm looking at a $2 bill pinned inside a dead man's underwear. On it, there are 7 names written in ink. There's a map drawn on the back pointing to a spot in the Arizona desert, and in the man's pocket, a tooth wrapped in a white handkerchief. This isn't a movie. This was the reality of Charles Chuck Morgan. To his neighbors, he was a quiet family man, a boring escrow agent. But Chuck had a secret. He was living a double life involving the mob, millions of dollars in gold, and a fear so deep he couldn't even speak. They found him in the dirt, shot in the back of the head, wearing a bulletproof vest. But the strangest part isn't how he died. It's what happened 3 months before he was killed. March 1977. Tucson, Arizona. Chuck leaves for work like any other day. He doesn't come home. For 3 days, his wife, Ruth, waits. Then at 2 a.m., a noise at the door. Chuck is standing there. He's missing a shoe. He has plastic handcuffs around his wrists, but he won't talk. He grabs a notepad. He writes that someone kidnapped him. He says they painted his throat with a drug, a poison that would paralyze his nervous system if he tried to speak. He's terrified. He tells Ruth that he's been working undercover for the Treasury Department. He's been tracking organized crime and dirty money. He stays hidden in the house for weeks, paranoid, watching the street. He tells his family, "If anything happens to me, the letter I left will tell the truth." June 1977. Things seem to settle down, but it's a fake peace. Chuck disappears again. This time, there's no 2 a.m. return. 11 days later, his body is found. He's 60 miles outside of Tucson, near a place called Gabriel's Well. The scene makes no sense. Chuck is wearing a heavy bulletproof vest. He has a $2 bill pinned to his underwear with those 7 names. He has a map to the site of his own death. He was shot in the back of the head. His own gun is lying near him. The police want to call it a suicide. But think about that. How do you shoot yourself in the back of the head and then drop the gun neatly beside you? And why wear a bulletproof vest to a suicide? After his death, things got even darker. An anonymous woman called the police. She called herself Donna's. She said she met Chuck at a motel before he died. She claimed he showed her a suitcase full of thousands of dollars. He told her the money was for buying his life back from the mob. Investigators started looking into Chuck's work. As an escrow agent, he handled huge amounts of money. They found evidence that he might have been moving money for a powerful crime syndicate in Arizona. Maybe he was an informant. Maybe he was a bagman who tried to keep some for himself. 2 investigators who looked too closely into the case ended up dead or missing themselves. It seemed like anyone who touched the Chuck Morgan story vanished into the desert heat. Today, the case of Chuck Morgan is cold. The $2 bill, the names, the map, they never led to an arrest. For his family, there was never a why. They are left with the image of a man who was so scared he lost his voice before he lost his life. Chuck wasn't just a headline. He was a father who felt he had to wear a bulletproof vest just to walk outside. He was a man trapped between 2 worlds, trying to protect the people he loved from a monster he couldn't escape. Sometimes the desert keeps its secrets, and sometimes the truth is buried so deep that even a map can't find it. Rest in peace, Chuck. We're still looking for the answers.